Hello you beautiful people. I am doing an update whilst I'm going for a walk on the weekend. Or no, I would say we're doing my first The point of this video is just to give you an update and just talk about things, because I love to talk. So for the better or the worse, depending on your view. I've got a cold. It's very cold outside and my nose is always bunged up and crap in winter, even if I don't have a cold, and it's extra worse when I do have a cold. So that's why I try not to get colds as much as possible. I just don't like being run down and ill, because I already feel shit at times, so don't need that on top of it. Anyway, let's not doom and gloom. Let's talk life in general and everything that's going on right now. So I'm currently going for a walk. You can hear the lovely birds. I won't tell you where, because I don't want anyone doxing me, all 5 of you that watch me. This is where there'd be like a ghost or something behind my shoulder and I end up on a Nuke's top 5. But life's been busy. Life's been very busy. Basically, a work colleague has been ill for a reason I will not disclose, because it's his personal business. We've got a new person in our department that I've been training, and it's just been a very hectic and busy month. So as a result of that, I've had very little time to play video games, very little time to just chill. And yeah, it's been, that's what I put it, very stressful. And there's many nights where I come home on Friday night, late as shit from work. Did like 15 hours and something of fucking overtime this month. So it's just basically worked a full day and a half extra on top of my already very long, very tiring month. But I got paid very well, so I can't be too upset. It's just frustrating when, you know, I basically, with my type of job, I won't go into it for personal reasons, but it can be quite long hours. When you have the throw in the overtime and the busyness, it doesn't make it any easier. But I got paid very well, and that brings me to my first point I wanted to talk about, which is basically videos going forward. I do have all the footage. Apologies for the wind in advance. I have all the footage for the Silent Hill F Let's Play. So the whole game is finished. I've done the game. I've enjoyed it. It's very good. Spoiler alert. The issue is having the time to sit down and go through sometimes 2 hours worth of footage per part, trim it down for you beautiful people to enjoy at a nice, hopefully 45 minutes to an hour maybe per episode. Also, we've had a shitload of rain in the UK. That is a field. Yeah. Which I'll get onto. So, Silent Hill F is recorded. It just needs editing and then uploading. And I haven't had the time to sit down, go through and do that. Second video project. The 2025 season of go-karting. Every part was recorded again, but I need to sit down, edit it, do my voiceover, which is boring as shit for you guys to probably listen to, and then upload it. And some of those videos are half an hour to 40 minutes of me sitting there rambling, and some days I don't have half an hour to 40 minutes to sit down and do it because of work and social stuff. It was also a busy month in general, because if anyone follows me on Blue Sky, basically middle of the month it was my girlfriend's birthday, and then the day after, because she's birthday is the 13th of Feb, the day after is Valentine's Day. So basically for 2 days I was completely just not available and didn't have any access to my computer where all my stuff is. And yeah, just no time. And then work got busy, and it's just, yeah. So basically, long story short, very careful because there's a river right below this bridge. Very nice river though. Well, not in colour, but it's a nice river. It's nice to hear the flow of the water. Oh, I see what the farmer's done. That's very clever. He's, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, I think right there, he's dug a tiny gap in the field to drain all that fucking water out into here. Ah. That'll take fucking forever though, because getting on to point two, the weather in the UK this year has, for the most part so far, we're about to go into March. I think today's the 28th of Feb. I think it's the last day of February today. Jan and Feb, apart from today and then a couple of other days, no shit, I'm not exaggerating. We know, if you know anything about British culture, being British yourself or following British culture, we like to moan about the weather. It's too hot, it's too cold, it's too windy, it's too snowy, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not exaggerating. Every day apart from 2, maybe 3 this year so far, we've had nothing but fucking rain and heavy rain. And spoiler alert for the later rounds of my go-karting series, it gets to a point where I think 4 or 5 of them in a row were just fucking rain or storm or torrential, or it wasn't raining, but it rained so much earlier in the day the track was still fucking like an ice rink. So yeah, that wasn't good. But the good news is we're almost into March, and as a result, spring is close, and as a result, the weather will improve. So, with that in mind, hopefully, with the weather improving, I'll be able to get out more and try new things and go places, etc., etc. Additionally, talking of go-karting briefly, the Silverstone go-karting track, I believe, is due to open at the end of March. So, next month, this month, depending on when I upload this video. End of March, regardless. So I would like to go to that ASAP and experience it and film it for you guys, a bit like I did with the Wilton Mill circuit, and see how that is, because I know there's 5 layouts. I know they're going to use it for a combination of things like rental karting like me, all the way to FIA approved karting championships, which is where the rich kids like to go kart and do their stuff, and they're the kids that prodigy wise potentially go on to do F1 or motorsport racing in some capacity, if not F1. So that's update part number 2. Part number 3, it's good news and bad news. It's related to Sony. If you know the news by the time you're watching this video, you'll already know where I'm going with the bad news part. Good news is, State of Play was really fucking good. Like, really fucking good. The only thing I didn't like about State of Play was the game 4 Loop by Bad Robot Games looked a bit generic. Been there, done that kind of feel. And the other one was, the other thing I didn't like was the end, the closer kind of felt a little bit flat for me. Not that I don't like God of War, and I am excited to see what the trilogy looks like, having never actually played the original trilogy. The only God of War game I played is 2018. Like a lot of people, a lot of modern God of War fans, I should say. So I'm curious to see what the remake trilogy is going to be like. But my question is, why did they finish the show on that? Like, I would have rather had some Wolverine gameplay, because we found out a week nearly after State of Play that Wolverine's coming out this September. I was like, why not finish the fucking show on that? Why not? Because the remake trilogy is announced and it's very early on. We don't even have a year for that motherfucker yet. But we announced it as the finale. I was like, oh, okay. I would have liked Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, whatever the fuck it was called, the Naughty Dog game. I'd have rather had some gameplay for that because I'm curious about it. Yeah, just something. But maybe they'll show more at Summer Game Fest, and maybe they'll be showing some stuff at the Game Awards, which might get an update later, if you see what I'm saying. So, State of Play was very good for the most part though. Also, John Wick game, holy fuck. that was a holy fuck moment when I saw that, because I saw the guy getting suited up and I saw the whiskey and I thought, no, surely not. And then it was a John Wick game, and the best part was they got Keanu to do, I think he's doing the voice acting, I don't think he's doing the motion capture. It would be great if he is doing the motion capture, because then it would be very authentic. But the guy's getting on, you know, and he gives it 110% in every film he's in. And, you know, I love John Wick 1 through 4. Haven't seen Ballerina. I've heard mixed on it. Some people like it, some people don't. It's like a side story that takes place, I think, during the events of John Wick 3. Because they hint at it in John Wick 3 with the ballet dancer in the background. And I'd heard rumours of a spin-off back then, before we even got the 4th fucking movie. So, yeah, but anyway, regards to that. But the John Wick game looked amazing. Silent Hill Townfall looks great. Set in the most terrifying place in the world, Scotland. So there'll be monsters and crackheads and heroin junkies chasing after you, so that'd be fantastic. I only joke. Never been to Scotland. I'm sure it's lovely with Edinburgh and what's the other one I've heard is very nice. I've heard Glasgow's nice depending on the parts of Glasgow you go to. But yeah, Edinburgh is apparently very nice. But I have to admit, I'm very tempted to go to the place where they're basing Silent Hill Townfall on. It's called St. Amelia in the game, but I believe it's called St. Morons or Morans or something like that. It's on the east coast near Fife of Scotland. So I'd very much like to go visit that town as a Silent Hill fan, if the game is good. Which, to be honest, it looks promising. It's coming out at some point this year. So I'm just looking in the field, because the field I'm next to sometimes I think has llamas randomly. It might be further up in like a smaller enclosure. I can't see them. They might be away because it's fucking cold. I don't blame them. But no, Silent Hill Townfall looked good. Also, Metal Gear 4 finally coming to modern systems, and it's escaped its PS3 prison, which, you know, I'm happy for Metal Gear fans who, basically, if you don't have a PS3 or an emulator for PS3 games that works, you cannot play Metal Gear 4. So I bought a copy cheap at a CEX, but I've not actually got around to playing it. Metal Gear Solid is one of those series I want to really give a try. And 2026 for me is kind of the year of trying new things, not to get all New Year's resolution on you and shit, but that's kind of my thought process. I want to try new things, experience new things, which leads into update 4 in a moment. But basically, I want to try a new video game series that I've never dabbled in, because last time I properly gave something fresh a go, off the top of my head, and I could be wrong, and went out of my comfort zone with a game genre or tried a game series and stuff like that, was Final Fantasy, and that turned out pretty fucking good. With 7 Remake, then I went on to Rebirth as well, and also Final Fantasy 16, which I'd like Final Fantasy 16, but not as much as 7 Remake and Rebirth. So hopefully we get Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 3 announcement, either Summer Game Fest or Game Awards. So, yeah. Anyway, so update 4, try new things. Metal Gear Solid is another franchise I want to try, and Onimusha, because I think we're either getting a new Onimusha this year or next year. I can't remember which way around it was. But I want to try those two. Either way, I'll get on a 0.4 and stop stalling. With all the stress and stuff of work and just wanting to try things out that are new to me and experience new things, as of this December, so February is recording, like I said, this December, I'm going to Los Angeles for 4 nights. I'm going to stay at a hotel called the Hollywood Roosevelt, where Marilyn Monroe had a residence. She had her own suite. I'm not staying in her suite, just a standard room. But the reason for picking it was, to be fair, it looked like a nice hotel. It was a recommendation from one of my bosses at work who has actually been to LA and stayed at that hotel, and he said it was very good. And on top of that, it is diagonally across from the famous Chinese theatre on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, right in the centre of Hollywood. So it looked like a great hotel. I thought, yep, that's where I'm staying. I was looking last year at going, and it was either too expensive or wasn't 100% sure on my gut of should I go, shouldn't I go. So I postponed it and said, fuck it, I'll save my money and won't bother. Then I was, because I'd looked through, I don't know if Americans have, I think you guys have Expedia, but it's an app or a website called Expedia. They do hotels, flights, trips, packages, the whole shebang. And basically, I went on there multiple times having a look, and of course, when you keep looking at stuff, the prices fluctuate. So go up, go down, stay the same. So it was a bit pricey for me, and I thought, fuck it, I'll call it. I'll put it on hold, and I'll come back to it another time if I decide to. So I saved my history on the search history of the app and just left it. So one week when it was really stressful at work, on my lunch I got a notification. They said, hey, we've got an offer for you on Los Angeles. We know you looked at it for December this year. Click, follow the link to have a look and see what you think. And I thought it was very fishy. I thought this is a bit shit, but it came from the Expedia official emails and stuff like that. So I thought, okay, well, fuck it, I'll follow it. There's no harm. Worst case, I'll see the offer, not like it, shut it down. And the offer they gave me was, to be honest, too good to pass up. It was, I paid for the hotel, and they said your flights will be completely free of charge. And I thought, oh, okay, well, this is going to be connecting flights only, which, if you don't know, means I get on a plane, say at London, takes me to San Francisco, and then I have to stop in San Francisco for a few hours, then go from San Francisco to Los Angeles, hence connecting flights. But no, they actually offered me a couple of direct flights, which is just straight from London to Los Angeles, international, LAX. I was like, okay. So I looked at the offer, mulled it over for about 48 hours, talked to my parents about it just to see what they thought for a second opinion. And they said, well, look, if you could afford it, go for it. Like, there's no, realistically, when are you going to get a deal this promising again? And I had to agree. It was, so I'm just checking the road. I had to agree. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is a once in a lifetime kind of offer. Because the retail price that they should have charged me, Expedia said, was something close to $2,500 for 4 nights, a hotel, and direct flights round trip, like forward and back. So to LA and then back from LA. And what they ended up charging me, I can't remember the exact figure, but it was basically, because they knocked off the price of the fucking flights, it was slightly over $1,000. And it's still obviously quite a lot of money. But considering it was basically half off because I didn't have to pay for direct flights, I was like, well, fuck me. Because the reason I put off doing it was it was quite pricey, and the stuff I went to do out there, where you had the attractions and food and drink and spending money, it added up. It was a lot of money. But I decided, you know what, fuck it, let's look into it. So I did. So I've booked it, and I'm going to Los Angeles, 7th of December to the Monday the 7th of December. I fly out from Heathrow to LAX, and I come back on Friday the 11th of December. It's easy for me to remember because 7-Eleven, the convenience store. And yeah, so I'm going to LA. So I'm flying with Virgin Atlantic, who I haven't flown with since either mid-2000s or 2010s, something like that. So it's been at least a decade. And the last time I flew with them was to go to Florida, because, including the name, Virgin Atlantic do Atlantic flights. So they go to Orlando, San Francisco, Los Angeles. I think they did Toronto, I saw. Randomly, I queried this, why they didn't go to Vancouver, Canada. Because you're going to LA and San Francisco, slightly up more north, you go into Canada, and there you are, Vancouver. So I don't know why they don't do Vancouver routes, but whatever. Main thing is they don't do it. But they do go to LA, and they do direct flights, and that's the ones I'm on. So I got economy. I got economy flights included with my package, so free of charge. If I want to select my seat, I have to pay anywhere from like £19 to I think £50 is the price for an upgrade. But I get one piece of hand luggage and one piece of checked in baggage included in my booking, so I'm good. Here's where things get spicy. They said to me, if you want to upgrade to a different class, so premium, or they don't do business or first class on Virgin, they do a thing called upper class, which is basically somewhere between business and first, where you get a flat lay down bed, your chair folds flat into a bed, you get a 4-course meal and all these lovely other extras. So I had an email and they said, hey, do you want to upgrade to this? And I thought, okay, well, I've not paid for my flights technically, so I've saved money, so why don't I use the money I've saved and go for it? Turns out it wasn't as simple as that. I found out this morning when I was going to pay for it. I put the money aside just to be safe. And what they do, once I found out, and I watched a few YouTube videos just to clarify, is they do a bidding system. If you bid for your upgrade, it says, hey, if you offer us a price for your upgrade, you're already on the plane, 48 hours before takeoff, we'll email you if you are successful or not. If you're successful, then we'll ask for payment and we'll take the money, and you've been successfully upgraded to upper class. So I could go from economy, skip economy, like premium economy, and go straight to fucking upper class, which would be amazing. So I put my bid in this morning, which was the minimum bid, because I thought I'm just going to pay off the minimum. Because if you think about it logically, the way it works is, I looked on the plane, they've got each way, it's the same plane model. I don't know if it's the exact same plane both ways, but same plane model regardless. If you look at it that way, it is there's 44 seats in upper class on the plane, both ways. When I looked at the booking, considering I'm going in December, when I looked at the booking, 2 people had booked upper class seats on the way to LA on my flight, and then the same 2 seats were gone on my way back on Friday. Now, whether they're the same customers, I don't know. So, I don't know personal information. I can't find out that personal information, nor does it really fucking matter. But regardless, the same 2 seats are gone on the way back, And then from LA to London on the return trip, as well as those 2 seats, another 2 further down the middle had gone. So there's 42 seats, upper class seats remaining on the way, and there's 40 seats left on the return trip. I'm going at what I'd like to think is a quiet time, because it's the 7th to the 11th of December. People are getting ready for Christmas. Not really probably going on fucking holiday. Hence maybe why I got a good deal on the flights being free. And there was only a handful of people that had booked economy seats, to be honest. So what I'm thinking is, and the Virgin's and most airlines kind of tactic is, because I looked at how much the upper class seats were supposed to cost, and each way they were supposed to be about 4, 5, 6 grand, depending on what time you go and route and day. And so I'm like, fucking hell, like it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. You're spending nearly anywhere from 6 to 10 grand for fucking first class or upper class in this case seats. I was like, fucking hell. But they have staff dedicated to each class of traveller. So the different classes. And if they're going to literally sit, if the upper class staff are just going to sit there with nothing to fucking do for 10 hours, 12 hours, however long the flight is, you know, they are going to pay those staff members to sit around and do fuck all. So to give them reason for being paid, that's why they do this upgrade bid system. So in my head, and I could be completely wrong because I am a fucking idiot at times, but in my head I'm thinking, right, realistically, if you have a spare upper class seat 48 hours before takeoff, in theory, these could very well be my seats at a fraction of the price, like legit 75% off the price. So I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go for it. So I put my bid in for both routes, both ways, and basically they took my card information, didn't charge me, because they said you'll be charged one time if successful. So I basically said I want this one, and here's my bid. And if I want to change my bid, then I can up the bid to a different figure. But I'm going to keep it the way it is because I want to. If upper class starts to fill up and I badly want to do it, then I might increase my bid. I'll see. But the good news is I can just check my booking on Virgin's website and I'll have access and I'll be able to be like, I can see how many seats have been sold per class, which is good. So that can help me gauge if I want to do this, if I don't want to do this, etc. Worst case scenario, I don't get accepted. And that's the other thing. It'd be very weird if Virgin were like, well, we've got this offer and we've got all these seats available. It's basically free money. They're going to take my money if they want it. So what I am going to do is wait and see on the result. And I have to wait till December now. But I will keep an eye on the flight, check and see how busy it gets. I'm sure closer to December there'll be more seats sold. It's always the way. But I've booked it. I didn't book it as early as I could have. I think the earliest I could have booked it was January, and I ended up booking it this month in Feb. So I'm not far behind, but at the same time not earliest. But still, only 2 upper class seats sold on the way and 4 on the way back. Just goes to show that either they got a very good deal, they use loyalty points, or they are just loaded and had a lot of money. And they always fly the most premium class or business class, whatever the fuck. So the main thing is, I'm going to LA. Worst case scenario, they go, yeah, thanks, but no thanks for your bid. and I have my seat free of charge, and I save about, I think it's about $1.5 on the upgrade costs. 3 flights to LA and back, direct, which is fucking amazing. And then I'll just use that money on stuff while I'm out there, like spending money, food, drink, etc. If I decide, if they say, hey, you're successful, do you want to go ahead? 100% I'm going to do it, and I'm going to film it when I'm there, because once in a lifetime, like I said, I might not have said, but I've never done business class. I've definitely never done first class on any flights. Best I've done is like premium economy. I think it was with TUI when I went to Florida with my mum, dad and girlfriend that I recorded. But I think that plane only had economy or premium. There was no first class or business or anything like that, because it was because TUI's not the biggest airline. They're a big airline, but they're not a British Airways or a Virgin or an American Airlines or Emirates, Etihad, etc. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But regardless, I'm going to LA. I've got a flight. I've got my seat, guaranteed. And what will happen is 48 hours before I go, I'm going to get notified, which is, like I said, I fly on the Monday. So Saturday morning it'll be the 5th of December, I'm going to find out if I'm successful and I'm going upper class. So I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm just glad to be going to LA and experiencing new things and stuff. And I'm gonna do Universal Studios when I'm out there. I'm gonna do the VIP experience. I'm gonna pay for that. I'm gonna try and visit places like Venice Beach, Griffith Observatory, the Hollywood Sign, obviously. There is a Los Angeles Zoo. If I have time, I might try that. And the other thing I want to do, if time allows it, is to go to a nearby city called South Pasadena, because that is where the original Halloween movie is filmed, was filmed. So I want to go to the film locations. So I need to map out where they are and stuff. I can find them online, like where they film certain scenes and stuff. So I just need to do Google Maps, plan a route out, and be like, okay, I need to go here, 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 and then get like an Uber from my hotel to there and back. I think it's about half an hour drive from my hotel. So definitely gonna try that out. But yeah, it should be an experience. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, just really excited for it. Really, really happy to go. And it should be good. It should be very good. And it should be nice to have a few days away somewhere else that I've been to America before, but I've only been to Florida, Orlando specifically, and Green Bay, obviously for the Packers, in Wisconsin. But I've never been anywhere else. Well, we've been to Chicago for the connecting side of it, but I only stayed we were only in the airport. We didn't go outside of it, which also we didn't realize it till we come back. That is exactly where I think the terminal we were in, if not the terminal, another terminal, was where they filmed the first 2 Home Alone movies, when they're rushing through the airport, because it is Chicago Airport, O'Hare, or O'Hara, or whatever, however you pronounce it. Because they live in Illinois, the state of Illinois. So I'm really curious to see what LA and California has to offer. The only downside is I'm just doing LA. I'm not doing San Francisco. I'm not doing Vegas, anything like that. But we'll see. We'll see. The other potential thing, it's not likely, just because the chances are so slim. But the Packers are playing, speaking of football, the Packers are playing in Los Angeles against the Rams this coming season. We don't know the schedule yet of when, but they are playing them. The only problem is I'm going to be there Monday to Friday. Basically, unless they have a Monday night game or a Thursday night game against the Rams, I won't be able to attend, because it'll either be a Friday night or a Saturday night if it's near Christmas, or it will be a Sunday night game, and I'll be home. It'll either be the day before I fly out or 2 days after I've come back. So it's just the way it lands. But yeah, you know, I needed to plan out, and I got 5 days annual leave used on it, so I was like, that'll do. But there's a chance the Packers might be playing while I'm there, which would be amazing. I'll 100% book tickets to go to a game there in the SoFi Stadium, because I think it's lovely. So it'll be my first away Packers game, other than the London. I mean, the London one kind of counts as an away. It was a home Packers game, but they were in London, so you know what I mean. But yeah, so I'm doing that. So I'm going to do Universal Studios Hollywood VIP, and then going back to it, I'm going to get tickets to the Game Awards. So I'm hopefully going to see Jeff Keighley's ugly mug on stage in person. And it'd be cool to see some devs like Kojima and stuff. I'm not saying I'm going to meet them. It'd be lovely to meet them. But it'd be cool to be a few rows behind them and stuff like that. See, hopefully, some good game announcements. The only downside is, basically, if GTA 6 comes out this year, it's going to win every fucking award. You know, my brother played, as of recording this yesterday, Resident Evil Requiem, or 9, came out. He said it's fucking brilliant. I haven't had time to play it. Well, my battery died whilst I was recording. Didn't have much more to say, to be fair, just because I'd rambled long enough. But pretty much, I'll be back, hopefully with more consistent stuff when I get more time. And thank you for sticking with me, and look forward to LA, which realistically, I'm doing that, like I said earlier, early December. But by the time I'm home, got the footage and editing and everything, it's going to take me a while. So expect that earliest, probably January, because I'll be probably just chilling after work, and also I'm going to be jet lagged when I come back. That's going to be a bastard to get over, but it'll be fine. So, but just wanted to end this here because it ended a bit abruptly. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll take care and see you soon. Bye.